So once again, the Bowling Green Falcons getting ready to take on a top 25 team. Is welcoming Michael Burwell from the Toledo Blade. Michael, thank you for joining us.
Yep, thank you for having me.
So they had the week off following the close loss to Penn State, and it sounds like the Falcons are going to be healthier as they head down to Texas A&M.
Yeah, they are. Big news, Scott Loeffler mentioned that Terrion Stewart, star running back, will be available and is healthy enough to play against Texas A&M, and that's just enormous. You know, he missed the Penn State game, had an ankle injury from the season opener against Fordham. His presence, it completely elevates the team. And you know, Jason Patterson and Jamal Johnson did great in the backfield against Penn State. You know, absolutely outstanding. You know, getting Terrion back really takes that unit to another level. So as long as he has a good week of practice, there's no setbacks, then, you know, we'll expect to see him on Saturday.
And some familiar faces for Bowling Green now at Texas A&M.
Yeah, quite a few. Former player Cassius Howell, linebacker for BGSU the last couple years. He is at Texas A&M now, defensive end. He's had a great start. I think 9 tackles. I think is fourth on the team. He's had a sack as well. Last year at BGSU, he had 9.5 sacks, which I believe led the MAC or tied for the lead in the MAC. So he's definitely a force to be reckoned with, and obviously BGSU knows a lot about him. So it'll be kind of a neat little get together, you know, seeing them on the sidelines. And obviously Texas A&M's head coach Mike Elko, former BGSU assistant coach, I believe defensive coordinator during the Dave Clawson era. You know that he knows a lot about the program, and I can't imagine that, you know, especially after what happened with Penn State, that he would take BGSU lightly. So pretty cool, couple little connections there.
Certainly, you wouldn't think the Aggies would take them lightly, considering 2 weeks ago you had Northern Illinois beating Notre Dame. Last week, Toledo beating Mississippi State. Can Bowling Green be the next MAC school to pull off a big upset?
I'll tell you what, the way they play in these big games, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, BG is so used to these environments. I mean, College Station is going to be wild, and obviously, but play at Penn State with 103,000 fans, and they did pretty well for the most part. You know, obviously Michigan last year. It's going to be tough, though. I mean, Texas A&M just runs the ball at will, and BG has struggled mightily against the run, so that's going to be a huge factor. But at this point, I don't think anything really surprises me. I mean, I was with Terrion Stewart out against Penn State. I was thinking, there's no way this offense can hang with one of the best defenses in the country in Penn State. And then they put up 24 points and 300 yards in the first half. So I feel like BG is going to have some tricks up their sleeve, especially offensively, that can keep them in the game. So, I mean, you never know.
I think that's going to be one of the interesting things, because with the way that A&M can run the ball, perhaps the best way to stop them from running the ball is not let them have the ball. And with the way BG controlled the clock against Penn State, that's certainly a recipe right there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's huge, controlling the time of possession. I know they did that outstanding in their win against Georgia Tech last year. You know they're going to try to run the ball. I mean, Texas A&M has a great defensive front. I mean, Scott Loeffler mentioned that tons of times. You know, this is going to be probably the best front that they face all year, and that's saying something because they just played Penn State and everything. So controlling the clock would be huge. You know, short passes, you know, convert your third downs. That's what they did against Penn State. They did outstanding on third downs to extend drives, even fourth downs as well. So if BG can really control the clock and just, you know, slow the game down, obviously keep A&M off the field, then they, without a doubt, are going to have a chance in the second half.
Aggies 2-1 to start the season. Falcons 1-1. Both teams want to avoid that second loss. We'll find out Saturday night who will avoid that fate. I want to thank our guest Michael Burwell from the Toledo Blade. Thank you once again.
Thank you.